So good morning. It is exciting. We are hauling beets today. So we're in a season called sugar beet pre-pile right now, or pre-harvest, or pre-haul. You might kind of hear of it as all those different terms, but basically, I'll get to it later, but it's kind of sporadic on and off harvest until October 1st, and then October 1st is when the main harvest starts, which runs 24 hours a day. So it's very kind of scheduled right now and depends on the weather a lot, and you know how the factories are doing with beets and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we can get into that more. It is 6:15 a.m. and we're gonna head out to the farm. We got some of our truck drivers. We got a family that comes up. They're awesome. They do a good job, and they are gonna be up there. I should be about up there. Usually they beat me by a little bit, so they're gonna probably beat me by a couple minutes, but they should fire up the truck. So we'll meet some of them, and then we'll hop in the truck, and then we'll do some sugar beet pre-pile beet hauling today. So we'll get to that, and yeah, out the garage we go. To the farm. Welcome to the Red River Valley of North Dakota, a land flowing with milk and honey. You're watching Beet Farmin Mitch. Well, we got the sun coming up. We got all my friends here. ¿Qué pasa, amigos?
Rogelio Anguiano, Adrian Vergara, Ramon Anguiano, and Rudy Anguiano, sir.
Yeah, these are all my friends. They come up and harvest here. And so how long have you guys been doing this?
Oh, I've been doing it for a long time with you guys, man.
Long time, yeah. You second year, first year, fourth year, and you guys are all family, right?
Yeah.
You guys are all related.
My nephews, they're my nephews.
They're all your nephews.
Yeah.
So you guys like working with each other?
You think so? I like working with them.
Yeah. So you guys go to Texas in the summer and then you come up during harvest, or how do you guys do that?
Yeah, we come here just to help the next harvest, and then go back to Texas.
Yep. So they go to Texas in the summer and then they come up and help us harvest, and we have lots of fun here. It's a good time. Make some money, meet some friends, eat some tacos. Eat some tacos. All right, let's do it. Holy smokes, that is a beautiful sunrise coming through the trees like that. Wow. Good start to a good day. So we're just heading down the field to the sugar beet harvester here. Casey's running this one, and you can see over here it's kind of a little green. That's the sugar beets that have been topped. My dad's been running the rotobeater, topper, defoliator, whatever you want to call it. So we did that, and then we're just harvesting up our headlands here. So we're gonna get filled up and head to the piler. So we're driving right next to the harvester right now. We are filling. And basically this is what digs them out of the ground. So Casey's unloading it to me, and you pretty much always have to have a truck driving next to the harvester because it fills up with beets so fast. It doesn't take very long to fill a truck. So you can see those little arrows on the tractor. That basically tells me to go forward or backward or out or in according to the harvester. And basically I know how far away to stay from him because there's a stick on the boom on the harvester, and as far as how far forward or backward I need to be, pretty much he'll direct me with those arrows. But I just pick a spot on the tractor to stay level with. Like right now, there's a Case IH decal that I'm staying even with, and then he'll tell me to go forward, and I'll drive forward a little bit and stay forward with or stay even with another piece of something on the tractor, whether that's like a piece of metal or some sort of landmark. So we're at the Case label right now. So now we're going forward again, and we'll stay level with the next decal on the tractor. Alright, so we're loaded, and now we got a few mile drive to the piler. We got 5 trucks we're rolling with, counting me. So kind of just keep everybody going and keep going to the piler, dump the beets, come back, dump the tear pile or the dirt pile that you get. right, we are just pulling into the beet pilar here. We're repping the Real Sugar t-shirt today, and I gotta wait in line for a couple of trucks. Good time for some coffee and some coffee talk. So I'm at pilar number 2 right now. Over there is pilar number 1. You can see there's quite a bit of trucks over there. And you can see they're piling them there. And so these sugar beets that we're harvesting right now are actually going to get processed into sugar very soon. So I'll explain a little bit of pre-hull versus the main hull. So pre-hull is, it depends on a lot of things. I mean, it really depends on the crop, the weather, the year, the growers and the growing regions and how the crop looks. Essentially it's the crop, how the crop looks, and the company's need for sugar. And so the company that we grow sugar beets for is American Crystal Sugar Company. They're pretty prominent in the Red River Valley, and basically it's a cooperative, meaning that the farmers own the sugar company. The farmers own the company. And American Crystal has 5 factories throughout the Red River Valley, and I think there's like at least 20 piling sites. And so basically we're at a temporary piling site right now, and throughout the winter there will be a company called Trans Systems that will come in and haul the beets to the factories so that the factories can be processed over the winter, or you can haul straight to the factory. We do that occasionally, just depending on where our fields are at. It's a really long haul, but these usually aren't as long of a haul, so that's why we go to these. But it's actually cheaper for us to haul straight to the factory. We save some money by doing that, so we don't have to pay for freight, but we got to deal with what we got to deal with, and it's better to just harvest the beets and make sure we get them off than haul them all far away and not finish harvest, because it takes a while. Because yeah, pre-haul is sporadic on and off from like anywhere from like August 15th, which is probably the earliest it'll ever be, ever. I think this year it started late August, and it's on and off until October 1st, and then October 1st is the main campaign, and so that is when growers harvest 24 hours or 12, depending on like your growing situation. But typically that's when everything is running 24 hours a day. Sometimes if it gets too hot, they'll shut down with weather, because you don't want to put hot beets into a storage pile. These beets will actually be getting processed before too long, because if you put hot beets in the storage pile, you'll get hot spots, they'll start to respire, and it'll actually have bad storage. Because the beautiful thing about living way up north with the cold winters is it's excellent for storing sugar beets, and it keeps the beets nice and fresh. It keeps the sugar in the beets. It doesn't respire and burn off in the pile by trying to stay alive. So we deep freeze the beets in the winter, and then we process them at the factories throughout the winter, usually till April, May, March, somewhere in there, depending on how things are going. It always changes. But yeah, I'm up next here. I'm gonna drive up onto this ramp and then unload the beets. This guy's got like a live bottom box, so it's just kind of like for potatoes, that's what you would use. But you can use them for any other crop too. And then over there, you can see that guy's got his box way up in the air. He's got an end dump. That's what we have, is all end dumps. And so yeah, I'm gonna drive up there, unload, lift up, unload. I gotta give him my sample card. All right, here we go. So this is my hoist controls here. I'm currently raising the box up. And now we got the box all the way up, and I'm empty. This is the PTO, this is how you run the hoist. This is called the quick down, and then this is how you lower the box too. So if you do the quick down, it lowers faster. And then this other switch is for the hooks that close the end gate in the back. I'm open right now because I'm unloading, but when I'm filling with beets, I want to make sure that's closed. We got to go get dirt, and we're going to dump a dirt pile, and I'll show you some more of that. Alright, so we've successfully unloaded, and we've got my dirt pile in the back, so we're ready to go to the scale and weigh out and head back to the field. It's like driving down a runway with these concrete paths. Rudy! So we're just getting back to the field here, and the box is going up. But yeah, there's usually these little dirt pile loads that you get when you unload the beets, because beets grow underground. So there's a little bit of dirt that sticks to them, but the pilers usually clean most of it off. So you might get like a couple tiny beets back, and And you know, if you hauled in like a lot of dirt, it'll get sucked through the grab rolls and you'll haul it back here. So that's about what we're gonna go dump. And so I'm empty basically, other than the dirt pile. It's not very big. We'll go take a look in a minute. And we're gonna go fill up with beets again. Drive forward a little bit. And stop. And it's pretty dry, so the boxes have been pretty clean. So I'm not too worried about there being a pile. But a lot of times I'll have to run out right now and get a scraper and go and scrape some mud off or something like that if it starts to build up on the end gate, and make sure we keep things clean there. And actually during the main harvest, we usually spray water in the box, and that kind of helps the beets slide out and keeps the mud from sticking in there. But everything's going pretty smooth right now. We can see here's some of the other dirt piles that got hauled in. Here's the one I just hauled in. And these are the hooks I'm checking. And they are closed and they look good. So we're gonna keep going here. A little truck driving tip. If you don't know where to dump your tear pile for sugar beets, just dump it by the ones that are already in the field. And you won't get in trouble. So the beets to the right of him are topped, but they're not harvested yet. But he's harvested right behind him. So now we pull out onto the beets. Go under the boom. So Casey's running this lifter here. He just gave us a thumbs up, and he's emptying into this, and then he's gonna fire up and harvest here. And you can see that there's like these little lifter wheels on there. Those kind of pluck the beets out of the ground. Then there's these grab rolls that clean the dirt off, goes up into the hopper, and then into the truck. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Ferris wheel. That's always kind of fun. So now he'll harvest a little bit, and then we'll go drive under him again. We can climb up and take a look while he's unloading. There's the beets coming out, filling up the truck. we just parked in the garage, so we hauled beets until about 4:30 today, and then we actually finished combining a field of pinto beans, so that's kind of what we got next on the docket. We'll be doing pre-haul of beets and harvesting pinto beans until the main run of beets. That's kind of how it'll look for a while, and we'll see what happens there. But anyway, I would say next week we'll probably be combining pinto beans, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But anyway, thanks for watching Beet Farmin Mitch. This was a great day. We had some friends, we had some family, we had some cool shots today. It was really a good day. Things went pretty smooth too, so can't complain with that. So, all right, have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever, or evening, wherever you're at in the world. So, all right, I gotta head inside. I gotta go to bed because we're firing up tomorrow morning again. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.